Hello, my name is Trent Peterson from Yellowknife, Canada, and what I've selected for my Corsa Week 3 project is the Signal Flow Practicals, a piece of my own music where I'm going to demonstrate the signal flow I'm using and explain why I configured this way. So my piece of music I recorded in a Moog analog synth using a MIDI patch, and I recorded two separate tracks. So I have a main Moog track and a Moog Ghost track, Ghost being the patch I used. Um, and I had set up sends in these two tracks and actually sent them to a submix, which I called track mix. So if I click on the in and outs of my main Moog, you can see as a send, there's my track mix. I've also sent both of the two Moog tracks to a Reverb auxiliary track, which is actually a parallel effects track. So essentially all of my tracks go to the parallel effects track so I can control a single point of reverb to give kind of the same flow and sound to the whole piece. Also, my drum track is a MIDI drum sound sampling track, which actually has 4 or 5 separate patches. And so I sent the entire patch set to a submix called the drum mix. And you can see the receives coming in from those sends here for all the patches. And this in a way is kind of a parallel effects track as well. I was actually using this for a equalizer. So there's my EQ, and I just wanted to add a little bit of kind of bass into that track and just upped a few of the highs as well, just to give my drums a little bit of a different sound. Now I've also I sent both of my submixes to this reverb auxiliary track, and there's my reverb, and I set no dry, and it's essentially all wet mix. So that way it's only reverb coming through to that parallel effects track. And then my final track mix. So on my final track, which also has an EQ set on it, I'm receiving from my two keyboards onto this. And my drum sum track, I actually created a separate submix for drums because I wanted to have a slightly different EQ mix for that. Alright, so all together, I'm very happy with the sound I got for this. So that's my signal flow. So essentially going through my main tracks, my sends are going into both an auxiliary track mix and my drums are going into an auxiliary drum mix. And then all of these items are going into a reverb mix. So here's how it sounds.